Hello and welcome to your daily oracle reading for Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. I'm Linn the Lightworker. Hey, let me apologize for my cut-off video yesterday. As you know, I am not very skilled at editing. In fact, I haven't even tried, really. But I received a phone call from one of my soul sisters during my taping yesterday, and anyway, I had to take the call, and it was an abrupt ending, so I'm sorry. There it is. So it's still humid here in the desert, but let's keep moving forward. So in our cards today, let's jump into our cards. Our first card is the the Daughter of Swords. First of all, I think she is adorable. Look at this beautiful little owl and all the twinkling lights all around her. So there are a couple different interpretations for this card. So I wanted to just kind of share that. So one of the first interpretations is that some of you are able to observe your current reality with a bit of harshness and judgmental attitudes, and just be really kind of critical of all the small details. So pay attention to how you're noticing your day-to-day life and what's happening around you. Because when we focus on everything that's wrong, we don't have the opportunity to really experience joy, even if you're accurate, even if if everything you're noticing is true. It can be true. But this card is also an invitation to really start moving forward with something new. And I know we got that Ace of Wands the other day. Was that yesterday? Might have been, I think it was yesterday, which is that new growth, new attitude. So this is really the invitation to stop focusing on how negative things aren't working out for you and shift your attention to the positive of what is working out for you. And it's really hard sometimes. I know when I'm struggling with my reality as I do, just like anyone, sometimes I can be overly critical of my surroundings or my whatever is making me unhappy. But the reality is whatever is making me unhappy, those are just symptoms of what's around me. Like, my lesson is to be able to learn how to live within my environment or to change my environment so that I'm enjoying it. So, So just pay attention to where your thoughts are and how you're telling your story. That's the important thing. Like, how are you telling your story? Are you focused on all the bad stuff that's happening all around you? Remember, there's good. And if you're having a hard time remembering the good, then really find those memories that you can channel back in so that you're able to harness that energy. You know, when the body's in pain and when we don't feel well, it's really hard to remember that you did feel well. I know some of you have some chronic illnesses and some situations where there might be something happening in the pain body where you are in a lot of pain. So it's one of those things, like, when I take Arnica montana, the pellets for body muscle and body ache, or for my muscular pain, something that happens is that about 2 or 3 hours into having taken my medicine, I just suddenly notice that there's no more pain. And I mean, my mood just naturally lightens. So think of your thoughts and your positive thoughts as your medicine for shifting your reality. I hope that's helpful. All right, so let's go into the next card. The next card is from the Energy Oracle deck, And this is the young girl in the garden. It says the garden and the gate. Now, there are a couple things about this card. This girl is trapped in her own little garden. And it can mean that you are just in your own little world, and that's fine. There's no need to go outside of your garden. But when I threw this card, it came up in reverse. So in the reverse position, the author wrote that this is about balancing your spiritual life with your regular human life. So it's a question of where are you spiritually, and are you in your spiritual garden? What are you doing to tend to it? So spiritually, are you practicing prayer? Are you spending time at your altar? Are you making a clear intention or for a desire of what you really want to manifest in your life? So it is an invitation to tend to your spiritual garden today. And tending to your spiritual garden, what this lady owl, with this daughter of swords says, is that she has the precision and the clarity to really get what she wants. So the daughter of swords is all about the mental thought and the mental conversations that you're having. So noticing if you're being too critical, or if you do have the energy to start moving forward, this is a great time to start moving forward. Lay down that drum of the negativity and just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over again. Sometimes we have to do that, with a painting, or when we're writing a chapter and something goes awry. It's like, just scrap it and start over. It's okay. There are no mistakes. It's all just part of the process. So tend to your spiritual life. What are you doing spiritually? How are you tending to your spiritual garden? Because your spiritual practice is one of those things that helps you to gain clarity and find that inner peace within you, so that you're able to keep a balance between this reality and other realities, spiritual worlds, whatever. So I went to my Divine Action card deck and I got the Call a Friend. Now, this card does not say text a friend. It says call a friend. And sometimes, well, this is what I've noticed, is that as we get caught up in our busy life and we start texting or messaging, which is great, it's wonderful, but sometimes so many things get misinterpreted through text. So one of the tools I've been using is called Marco Polo. It's an app. And I'm able to make a video message for my soul sisters, and then they're able to watch it whenever it's convenient for them. It's kind of like on Star Trek, or in new movies when you're like, how did he go see that video of his grandpa giving him a message? Well, doing something like this, a video with Marco Polo. So then my soul sister, when she has time after she's watched my video, she can make a video for me. And so it's a nice way of us being able to stay in communication among other time zones. So anyway, I'm recommending a video chat or an honest-to-God telephone call, so that you can really understand, because things get misconstrued in text and in messages, especially if we're in a state of anxiety or pain or fear or whatever is going on. So do your best to reach out to someone you love, or a really good friend, someone who knows you, and have that strong connection to help you. Because sometimes we can forget that when we get caught up in this everyday life or trapped in our own situations. Okay, my dear, I hope you know how much I love you and how grateful I am that you stopped by my little channel here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.